going to try to remind you what we looked at on July 9th. We started by talking about your email and copy and paste. And copy and paste can be done pretty much in any program. Once in a while you'll get some kind of weird reason why it can't work, but in almost anything that you can do on your computer, you can always copy it and then paste it pretty much anywhere. So in email, here's your email to me, so all you have to do is highlight what you want to copy, right click, always right click. Sometimes it'll give you a copy. If it doesn't give you a copy, you can just highlight it and Control C on your keyboard. Control C copies it, and then if you wanted to put it into a new email, you could just click into your email and then Control V, or sometimes you can right click and paste as well. So depending on whether you want to use Control C, Control V, which are the shortcuts, or right click and find copy and paste, pretty much anywhere you can do that. You can do that with, you were doing it with email addresses, I think. So if I went back to that email we were just at, let's see if I can do that again. I don't know where we were. It doesn't matter. So if I pick up this email, and let's say you wanted to copy an email address from somebody, let's say I could just highlight this Dolores Pasiak, Control C, go back to this email that I started, and put it back in here, Control V. And so you can pretty much copy and paste anywhere. I'm actually going to discard that one. So that was it. Okay, snipping tool, we went over that again. I've got mine down here in the taskbar, but yours I know is probably in your start menu. But either way, snipping tool, once it's milky like that, it usually comes up all ready to go, and then you can just snip this wonderful picture of the Buffalo Seminary door that I love so much. And you know how to write on it. You can click here to save it as a JPEG image file, or you can click here to just copy it and paste it somewhere else. And I think you tried to send it, but you have Outlook, and so you can probably do that. I don't ever really use that. So I think other than that, you're okay with the snip thing. I don't know what else or why else we went over it, but that's the snipping tool. I don't need to save changes there. Save. Oh wait, let's do that, because the next thing on my list was the saving. So if you clicked here and we made our snip, and then we were going to save it. If you click this little tool, you can go to File, Save, Save As. It's the same thing either way. All right, this brings your Save As, and once again, you have to remember to save it where you want it. If you want it in your documents, once again, you're at your document library. If you just save it here, it'll actually go into your My Documents folder. It's a long story why that's the case. But just when you go to save something, just make sure you know where you're saving it. And you can, like I said, you can either find it up here, you can, or here is probably your best bet. I think I changed all your favorites to be the places you need to save it. All right, so that's the save thing, save as. Okay, no, I'm not changing that. All right, folders and shortcuts and things. Shortcuts on your browser. No, let's go back to these shortcuts in the folders. Folders in your documents. Okay, so when you go here and you go to documents, that's your library. It's not really your My Documents, although mine has a new folder. I don't know why yours doesn't there, but in yours you had to click on My Documents, and once you did that, see, it's the same thing for me. You get the new folder. You can also get to create a new folder on your desktop. We talked about that. You can create it on your desktop by right-clicking and going to New, Folder. And of course, I don't have my desktop icons showing, so you won't see it there. But trust me that it's there. If I do I just had turned them off because they were so busy. But this is where they all are, millions of them. Here it is, new folder, and then you can just name it and have a new folder. I actually don't need it, so I'm going to right-click and delete it. Okay, and we'll get rid of these silly icons again because I have just so many. View desktop icons. Okay, so that was, actually I probably need those back again. Never mind. View desktop icons, because the next thing we were going to talk about was shortcuts. And if you look on my desktop, a million things here are actually files. See, these are all actually files. but things that have arrows are shortcuts. So for instance, here's a little arrow. It's a shortcut to my Google Drive. This is a shortcut to a folder that's somewhere else. This is a shortcut to a program. Anything with this kind of a little curly arrow is a shortcut. And if you delete the shortcut, it does not delete the program. So I don't have a whole lot of program shortcuts because I keep mine elsewhere, but if I deleted these, it wouldn't actually delete the software. So that's a whole another scope of another lesson. So shortcuts are great because you can put shortcuts. These are actually, well, this doesn't look like a shortcut. These are shortcuts to websites as well. They come out differently from your browser. And see, they all look like this because this is the Google Chrome, which is the name of the browser, Google Chrome icon. If I changed my default browser, they would look like an Internet Explorer icon or a Firefox icon if I changed it to those. Those are the three main browsers that we use on Windows. Although if you're a Mac person, there's Safari and Opera, and there's a bunch of other ones. But I think you and I are both, our default is the Chrome. So if you go back to Chrome, this is Chrome. I know we talked about tabs. I'm getting off task again. Let's go back to shortcuts. This whole bar is a shortcut bar, bookmark bar, shortcut, shortcuts, it's a shortcut. Links, bookmarks, favorites. And there's a million different ways to keep them on the bookmark bar. I have this other bookmarks. You have one that says I think IE, copied from IE, so you've got your bookmarks too, a bunch of different ones. I also have shortcuts or bookmarks that are in my blank page, and we can do that for you as well if you are interested. But there's a million different ways, and to take the shortcut to a website and put it on your desktop, all you have to do is make your browser smaller, and just so that you can see your desktop, not for any other reason, because you're going to want to drag this little icon right to your desktop and then let go. And then you would have another, it looks just like, that's what all these guys are, shortcuts. So that's the best way to get a shortcut right to your desktop. And I would recommend doing that only if it's a temporary shortcut. Like that's what the stuff that I have on my desktop. All these shortcuts are off just websites I need to check out, and then I won't keep them on my desktop anymore. Then I would put them officially in my bookmarks. I actually have an online bookmark or favorites folder that someday I'll show you, but you don't need to see that now. Okay, back to the tabs. Browsers. Remember, a browser is just a way of looking at a website. This is Chrome. You can see this same exact website in Internet Explorer or in any other browser that you want. Most browsers now that I know of do have this ability to have tabs. So to see a new tab, all you do is click here, and then you go to whichever website you want to go to, and now you can go back and forth between all the tabs, and you don't have to close things, and you can get back and forth where you need to without being too confused. So that's browsers and tabs. Okay, you can open a link from anywhere into a new tab instead of a new window. So if you were, let's say, on this website, even if you wanted to do it here and you wanted to open, you wanted to go to one of these pages, let's say you wanted to open the athletics page, but you wanted to be able to go back to this main page, you can right click and then click open in a new tab, and then it moves over, and then there's the athletic page, and you can go back, it's still there. So anytime you have a link to click on, if you want to see that link in a new tab instead of copying over what you have in your window, you can just right click. Right click is incredibly powerful in Windows. And the last thing we talked about, I think, was your bookmark manager. Were you in Chrome or were you in Firefox? I think, I'm not sure if you were in Chrome or Firefox, but we do have a bookmark manager in both places. Let me think if this is not it. Yeah, you were in Chrome. You were in Chrome. Where did we show your bookmark manager? Other bookmarks, organize. I forget. Let's see. Bookmarks. Bookmark manager. I mean, I don't think yours was set up this way, but you can almost always get to a bookmark manager if you get to where the tool was on your. We'll have to look at it again, but bookmark manager sets you up like this, and then you can organize what's in your bookmarks and the things that are in there. I have a whole lot of stuff on mine. I don't know why they're not showing here. Oh, if I click there, that shows me what's in that particular folder. But you can make folders, and if you're interested in really organizing your bookmarks at some point in time, we can do that. Yeah, yours didn't look like this, so I'm wondering whether you were in the same browser. But we'll look at it again next time. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's what we covered. Your assignment for this week was to go into your documents folder and take a look at the at what you had in there and think about the kinds of folders you would want to create if all your documents were just pieces of paper and you wanted to put them in folders. I think you were going to just concentrate on the stuff for SEM this time, and we will continue and organize you next time. And I hope this was helpful and I didn't just ramble. Okay, see you soon.